Our next series is going to be on the drop-down list. I think you're going to find this really interesting. Thank you.
I'm kind of excited about this video because I think it gives the agency some real data consistency and accuracy. Because if you have several workers typing in on a spreadsheet, because it's all text entry, you're not going to have everyone matching on every value. So what you can do is decide that you want this column to have a drop-down list, and you pick the values that make sense to go into that drop-down list. And so we'll just take, for instance, you want to know who the source was for the report that came in. So it could be a tribal member, it could be anonymous, it could be from another department, and those three values could be your actual drop-downs. So everyone that uses the spreadsheet is going to pick from those three drop-downs, and then you can pull data and statistics from it.
Right, and that'll prevent, that one worker who just types in Steve, and what do you do with that? That's
Right.
That's not going to be helpful.
So, and with any column, you can select, if you want to put a drop-down list and make, whatever makes sense to put a drop-down list.
Yeah, it also makes it a little bit at least faster, I think, to enter the data, because you just have to pick your choice and go, less typing.
Right. Now, this doesn't say that you still don't need to do quality control on your data, because, the data is only as good as what you've entered in. So if you've skipped across the drop-down and you had the information already, but you decided not to put it in, that's where a supervisor or someone needs to say, hey, we're missing some data here. So,
Yeah.
are y'all ready to get started?
I am.
Are you excited?
Yes, let's
I
go.
am.
Let's go. Hello, this is Cheryl Montoya again with the Center for Tribes. Today in this microlearning video, if you've clicked in, you're going to learn how to create a drop-down list for a spreadsheet. So drop-down lists in spreadsheet are so awesome because it helps for the data to be consistent. So let's look at method here just for instance. The method of an intake coming in, I can think of about 4 different ways. It could come in by phone, which is usually the most prevalent, but it could come in by someone coming in office, so it could be in person. It could come through the mail, or you could find out because you're out on a field visit. So if you have more than one worker working on a spreadsheet, because of human error or because of just how people see things, they may put, let's say they want to put in person and they're typing it in. So they may not put a blank in between in and person. So they put in person altogether, where another worker would put in per, P-E-R, just to abbreviate it. So what you have there is you have different data. And having different data doesn't work when you want to start counting your data and be consistent with your data. In later videos, you can watch how to put in formulas. It's really important to have consistent data. So today what we'll do is let's build a couple of drop downs. We'll do maybe 2. Let's do method first, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to highlight and I'm just going to click down, and I'm going to say for February, gosh, I wouldn't imagine we'd have more than 50 come in, 50 intakes. Okay, so I just highlighted that area there. The other thing I want to do is I want to build another worksheet just for the values. Okay, so I'm going to right mouse click and rename it, and I'm going to put in values here, and right up here we'll start putting in the values. And what I typically do is I put it in alphabetical order. It just makes it a little bit easier. So those 4 that we talked about, we're going to put in field visit. Go ahead and pull and make that a little bit bigger. In person. What was the other one? By mail, and then by phone. So these will be the values that show for that particular area. Okay, so let's go back over to February here, where we've got it right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on this Data tab. So usually you're at home. You're going to click on Data. And right over here, now remember this is 2018 that we're looking at, but if you have an older version, you're just going to see data validation right away. Okay, so I'm going to click on data validation and it's going to pull up this box. So allow, we're going to pick list. All right, and then we're going to pick the source of the data. Okay, so we're going to click on this little thing right here. Here, oops, and we're going to click to values. And it put in the values for us right here. So we click OK. Now notice I just want to put this out there. You can put in an input message to give people a direction on please enter the correct, one of these drop downs here. So you can play around with that. Error alert, if they try to type in, you could stop them and say you must fill in or you must select one of these. We're not going to do that today. That's not the intent of this drop down list. We're going to click OK. And notice we're back on February and we're in this cell. And here's our field visit, in-person, mail, and phone. So it can be consistent. Let's do one more really quick. We're going to do gender. So that's a real quick one. I'm going to go down and highlight to 50. Some people just do the whole column. I just pick pretty much what I think I'm going to need. So again, I do it alphabetical just to keep it that way. Okay, and going back to February, we're going to click on data validation and we're going to say list right there. Go over to our values and pick these two and it puts it right in there. And click OK. And here we've got gender, female or male. So this will get you started doing drop-down list. Abuse and neglect typed, it could be physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. This could be, possibilities for here. Intake accepted, yes or no. Screen out reasons. The more drop-down lists you do, the more consistent your data will be and your workers will have to fill in less just to put in text. So I hope this helps you get started. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We'd really love to help you. And be sure and check out our other microlearning videos on how to put in simple formulas and more complicated formulas. Take care.
Okay, so the drop-down list, those are really exciting, and I thought they were pretty fun to do. Pretty easy. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought you made it sound really easy, and it was good to be able to practice it too, so that really was helpful.
I've got like images of drop-down lists that include 2 and 3 tribe member children, multiple tribal courts and jurisdictions involved, multiple extended family members who are available or contactable for placement, and a variety of things. I mean, it's just the drop-downs are, if there's anything that can incorporate extended Indian families, it's a drop-down list.
Okay, so are we ready to move on to our next
I
fun?
think we're ready to move to the next series. I hope you come with us.